So what I have here is an automated pen test tool that will perform a very advanced analysis of any particular vulnerability that I need to target. Here I'm asking it to target x.com, just as an example, but what I'm asking it is to analyze the website for authentication vulnerabilities related to its OAuth implementation. So I'm very special, I'm asking something very unique on how I should be able to detect that vulnerability and how I should leverage. If I was actually to do this with a simple any LLM I will ask it, I will typically, it's not going to be able to achieve much. What we are doing here is that we are building an advanced architecture which will leverage multiple agents, which will leverage interaction with these agents to solve the problem. So what will happen here is that the first action that is done by the tool is to understand the context of whom am I analyzing. So it will collect business information about the target. And this actually takes longer. So I did run this before. And let me show you exactly what this actually does to explain actually the logic. Let me go a little bit up and showcase. So here it's actually collecting information about the target. It's researching based on just the website. It's gonna say, what do I need to collect as information? It will scrap multiple resources, and then it will create a let me actually make this bigger. It will create a business context about the target. So it found this is x.com. It is formerly Twitter. It's a social media. It found that it is being used by, it has multiple APIs like PowerTrack and Deka House. It monetizes through advertising. The platform faces competition from other social media. So it gives me very useful business context about the target. What it does then is that it will collect technical context about the application. And here it found that this is using React, it's using Ruby on Rails, which apparently originally, so it's actually phasing out from it. It's using multiple databases that I am seeing here. It's using Fingal, which is an RPC system. So there is a lot of very useful information about the system and how it's working behind the scenes. And this is information I got from just running the very generic architecture, not specialized in that particular vulnerability. Once it does that, it identifies what threats do I need to target. So what I was going for is OAuth account takeover, OAuth issues. So it found that among the threats is account takeover, and it listed many of them. And these are then used to come up with a plan. And the plan is specialized for exactly what I asked it for it. So the plan says here that initially it will do reconnaissance. It will identify all the OAuth authentication entry points. It will enumerate the OAuth providers. It will document how the flow is working. It will analyze. So from something which is very specialized, it came up with an action plan, which was not something that it had. And this plan will then be used to be executed by other agents. What happens, however, is that some of these actions, we don't have them in the LLM context. It needs to learn, how do I do certain action? So what happens is that here we have other agents that will research how that task needs to be done, and it will collect information from it, and then it will create a guide that can be used by other agents to leverage this for advanced detection. So we have here the research that has been completed, and we have a very detailed, like this is a very detailed guide on what I need to do to perform OAuth analysis on an application. And it's telling me exactly how to do it, how to analyze the permission, example of OAuth phishing. Like this is a very detailed analysis that was based on something that may not necessarily be within the LLM when it was trained, but it was able to compute that by using other tools like research and other public blog posts to construct this. And once it used this, then comes the real testing. So it leverages this to come up with what do I need to do. So here it understood I need to go to the well-known OpenID configuration. And then from here, I need to go to the login page. I go to the iFlow login. So it understood these things and it starts to run them, execute them, analyze the results, and then decide what needs to be done. So it will actually iterate over these actions and then decide did the action fail, did the action pass, regenerate documentation for the next action, learn from it, generate more actions. You could see here, it now starting to grab for providers to see if there are any authentication. And this was not instructed. It learned this on its own. And it will say at the end, is this action passing? Why is it passing or not? And then say, okay, this task is done. This task has failed. It will continue, keep all the context within a vector database, and it will iterate, loop over, and improve until it's able either to find issues or stop because we have a number of limited iterations.